Hello, this is the classroom video for the Can You Survive the Great War simulation. In this simulation, you are French. And France is at war, and you are called up for service. You flock to your banner, ready to fight. And it must be stressed, by France, we don't simply mean European France, we mean the French Empire. Thus, it not only includes soldiers from Europe, it also includes soldiers from West and North Africa, which were a part of the French Empire. Now, while sometimes the French military was deployed using taxis, such as when Paris was under attack early in the war, you're much more likely to get to the battlefield by train. Right? This is a war of trains. Now, your instructor might want to pause the video at various times in order to help you resolve events and to give you supplies. But to begin, each student needs a dice, one six-sided dice, and a card. This soldier card has your name, your occupation, and your health. If all of your health boxes get marked off, you die. If you die, inform your instructor so that you can receive a new card. Once everything has been handed out, please continue the video. So the first thing that you have to endure is just the simple difficulties of living in a trench. So you need to make a luck check. To do that, roll your dice. If your dice rolls a 3, 4, 5, or 6, good, nothing happens. But if you rolled a 1 or a 2, you develop trench foot. You will suffer a -1 to future dice rolls until you die, or until your trench foot is cured. So if you were to roll a 4, you would subtract 1 and then have a 3. Your instructor might have trench foot cards to give you. As if living in the trench was not enough, you now are under gas attack. The Germans have released canisters of poisonous mustard gas. Can you get your gas mask on in time? Make a skill check. Just like with a luck check, roll a single dice. If you rolled a 3, 4, 5, or 6, you get your gas mask on in time. Thank goodness. If you rolled a 2, you inhale some gas and suffer 1 wound. If you rolled a 1, you inhaled a great deal of gas and suffer 2 wounds. And if you rolled a 1 and had trench foot, and you therefore have a 0, I am sorry, you weren't able to get your gas mask on in time and you die. Ask your instructor for a new card. The enemy has now released an artillery barrage. They are bombarding your position. Make a luck check. If you rolled a 4, 5, or 6, you hide and are safe. If you rolled a 3, you were hit by shrapnel from a shell and suffer 1 wound. If you rolled a 2, a shell landed nearby and you were hit by multiple pieces of shrapnel and you suffer 2 wounds. If you rolled a 1, you took a direct hit and were blown to bits, dying instantly. And don't forget, you need to subtract 1 if you have the trench foot. And of course, if you have a 0, that also means you die. And shrapnel are pieces of metal from the exploding artillery shell. The enemy is now attacking, right? All those attacks against you with the poison gas and the artillery was to weaken you so that hopefully they could take your trench. The Germans have launched a major offensive against your position. You open up on them with rifle fire, machine guns, and grenades. Roll the dice and hold up your hand if you rolled a 4, 5, or 6. 4, 5, and 6 are considered successful rolls. If at least half the class rolled successfully, they eliminated a large number of German troops when they charged. This means you would add 1 on your next die roll. If less than half but more than 1/4 of the class rolled successfully, they eliminated some German troops when they charged, in which case you just roll the dice on the next slide. You don't add or subtract. If less than 1/4 of the class rolled successfully, they only eliminated a few of the German troops when they charged, so you would subtract 1 on your next dice roll. If you have trench foot, you would subtract 2. Right. The enemy has made it to the trench. Hand-to-hand fighting breaks out. Roll your dice and remember your modifier, right? You might have +1 from the last slide. You might have -1, or you might have -2 because you have trench foot and also have that -1. If you have a 5 or 6, you take no damage during the hand-to-hand fighting. If you roll a 3 or 4, you take 1 wound. If you rolled a 1 or 2, you take 2 wounds. If you have a 0, you die. Let your instructor know so they can give you a new card. You were successful at repelling the German attack. It was a difficult battle, but you were victorious in the end. Vive la France. You can finally rest. You have the opportunity to do the following, right? This is your choice. You make this choice as an individual. You can cure your illness. You can regain 1 health, or have further training that will give you +1 bonus to dice rolls. So make your choice. Well, now it's your turn to be on the offensive and charge across no man's land while the Germans fire artillery, machine guns, and high-powered rifles at you. Roll a dice. If you're still ill, remember to subtract 1 from your roll. And of course, if you have got the extra training, add 1. If you have 3 or more, nothing happens and you continue running. If you roll a 1 or 2, draw a card from the deck the instructor has given you and follow the instructions. It takes a long time to cross no man's land, and the Germans are still firing. Roll a dice. If you're still ill, remember to subtract 1 from your roll. If you have the extra training, remember to add 1. If you have 3 or more, nothing happens and you continue running. If you roll a 1 or a 2, draw a card and follow the instructions. It takes a very long time to cross no man's land, and the Germans are still firing. Roll a dice. If you're still ill, remember to subtract 1 from your roll. If you have 3 or more, nothing happens and you continue running. If you roll a 1 or 2, draw a card and follow the instructions. Congratulations! You have made it to the enemy trench, and hand-to-hand fighting breaks out. Make sure that everyone, even if they died previously, has a card. Roll a dice and add or subtract any modifiers. If you roll a 5 or 6, nothing bad happens and you fight very well. If you roll a 3 or 4, you take 1 wound. If you roll a 2, you take 2 wounds. If you roll a 1 or less, you are killed instantly. What was your fate? Your instructor may have cards to give you. Whatever your fate was, you have defeated the Germans. Vive la France. Now it would be good with your group, your small group or your large group, to discuss how did things go for you? What does that tell us about the Great War?